2H2.
2H2. It's fine. Okay. So at anode, these were the reaction which is going to take place. Fine. And what will be the reactions at cathode? If I incorporate aqueous solution of NaCl, what is going to be the problem? I will have water competing with cathode as well as anode. At cathode, it will compete with Na plus. At anode, it will compete with Cl minus. Okay. So at anode, what will take place? Oxidation. So Cl minus getting oxidized to Cl2, H2O getting oxidized to O2. This will be the reactions at anode. Okay. Similarly at cathode, reduction is going to take place. Na plus is going to get reduced to Na and H2O is get reduced to hydrogen. Now out of these two reactions, only one can be selected at anode and one can be selected at cathode. So if I select at anode, which will be selected? The reaction with the greater SOP. And both of these are SOPs because they are oxidation reactions. So which is a greater oxidation potential? H2O. So which reaction will take place? So what will I get in anode? Oxygen. Similarly, if I look at cathode, what I will look for? SRP. Both of these are SRP values. Just check. This is a reduction reaction. This is a reaction reaction. So these values are SRP values. So if these are SRP values, again what I can say, if this is minus 2.71 and this is minus 0.83, which is greater? So what will be the preferred reaction? So what I will get is hydrogen. Is it clear to you now?
Yes.
The application of SOP and SRP at anode, that reaction will occur which is going to have higher SOP, and at cathode, that reaction will occur which will have higher SRP. Okay? But see, now there is going to be some catch in this also. This is your ideal answer, right? But what is going to be the case actually is, ideally, we should get H2 at cathode and O2 at anode. But we get H2 at cathode and Cl2 at anode. Why? Now this is a question which is asked. Why? Ideally you should get this, but you get this. Cathode again you get hydrogen, but anode you get Cl2. The reason is, if you see these values, minus 1.36 minus 1.23, it is not much of a difference, right? Very difference. So I can say reason, small difference of E0 values. See, there is a small difference between SOP values of for Cl2 and O2. First thing is this. Now due to this, what is going to happen? See, there is something known as thermodynamics and there is something known as kinetics. What is thermodynamics? This reaction will take place because it is stable. What is kinetics? This reaction will take place because it is fast. Now, actually if you see, what is thermodynamically more favorable? That oxygen is released. Because you can know that these things are thermodynamic data. All these things are derived from delta G naught. So if I go by thermodynamics, I should say O2 should be evolved and not Cl2. But if I say by kinetics, I will say Cl2, the reaction is much faster. Why? Because there is a fact that O2 has a high overpotential. What is overpotential? Anybody has any idea overpotential? See, overpotential, what does it imply? If I am expecting an electrode potential to be say 10, I have to apply more than 10. Or there is something extra which is coming out because of the kinetic factor. Thermodynamics is telling me that O2 should be evolved, but whenever you have this thing as over potential, or it is also known as over voltage, which implies you have to apply a voltage which is greater than the E0 values which are actually calculated. You're getting my point? So if the E0 values which we calculate came out to be say 1, I have to apply more than 1. Or I can say that the reaction is thermodynamically fine, but if I say in terms of speed, then this reaction is going to be slower than this reaction. Or I can also say that this reaction has a greater resistance to change. That's why I have to apply a potential which should be greater than the actual electrode potential which we have calculated by thermodynamics. You're getting my point? Now this is a practical thing again. So they can ask you this question. For example, they will give you, it is expected that oxygen should be evolved at anode. It is expected that Cl2 should be evolved at anode. Actually O2 is evolved, actually Cl2 is evolved. They can give you these 4 options and they will combine it different ways. Expected and actual. Expected is O2, actual is Cl2, expected is Cl2, actual is O2, and vice versa. So they can give you these 4 options in different combinations, but you should be very thorough with the basic concepts. You're clear? So practically what you will see, that you will have Cl2. Okay? Is everybody clear with the same thing?
Yes, sir.
Just a quick revision of this whole thing. The whole question asked to you was, if I go for electrolysis for NaCl for the extraction of sodium, I expect sodium to be evolved at cathode and I expect anode to be evolved at chlorine to be evolved at anode. Clear? But when I take aqueous NaCl, I have competition from water both at cathode and anode. I can see that at cathode SOP value of water is greater, at anode SOP value of water is greater, at cathode SRP value of water is greater. So at cathode the preferred reaction is this one, at anode the preferred reaction is this one. So I should get hydrogen and oxygen effectively. But in actual case what happens is there is something known as over voltage or over potential for oxygen, due to which the voltage which we have to apply is greater than the E0 which is actually calculated. So practically what you will get is Cl2. Okay? You copied this whole thing?
Yes, sir.
Shall I rub it? This part? Suppose even by using aqueous NaCl, I still want sodium to be evolved at cathode. So what will be the solution for that? I don't want to use molten NaCl. That is one solution definitely, because I am removing water which is the main competitor. Suppose using aqueous NaCl only, which was the case which we are using, I have to get at cathode sodium. So what will I do? Use a mercury electrode. So what will mercury do? Firstly, sodium is highly soluble as an amalgam. What is amalgam? An alloy of metal and mercury. And secondly, mercury electrodes highly increases over potential of water to give hydrogen. So now the other reaction also, this E0 will be much less because over potential is increased. So I have to apply E0 which will be much more greater than what is actually calculated. So this is a solution. But then again it has its own implications. If you're using mercury, it's a poisonous thing, it's very difficult to handle as such. So the better way is, because see, when you're going to manufacture something or extract something, it's not going to be in the order of kgs, it's going to be in the order of mostly in the order of tons. So if it is an industrial process, all these things become very difficult to control. It is very easy to write all these things on the board. So what we do actually is, if we want to conduct electrolysis for extraction or purification of sodium, what we will do? Use molten NaOH and not aqueous. Use molten NaCl and not aqueous NaCl. Clear? Simple enough. So see, this is a question which is actually from inorganic. In extraction of sodium, you will do Kastner-Seltz process. and Downs process. There are two processes, Castner's and Downs. In one you use NaOH and another you use NaCl. So this is the question, which is the combination of inorganic combined with electrochemistry. Clear?